Good morning, welcome to the Community Review on Hot 92.3. I'm Josefa Salinas, your host. Everybody knows that I have a passion for books. I love them. I must have 5,000 books in my home. It almost matches my CD collection. Yes, I still have CDs. Sorry, it's the DJ in me that just won't let me let them go. Although I have transferred most of them to digital files. But I still have them because I just like that feeling of putting a CD in the CD player. And I still have one of those too. All right, but books. A lot of people have ebooks now, but I still like turning the pages. Now, yes, my iPad is convenient for when I want to take 4 or 5 or 6 or 10 books with me somewhere, but I still love to curl up at home with a book in my hand. A book that I have enjoyed reading, Sunny Rain. It's a highly praised page-turner. It's been gaining attention from literary fans and critics and radio personalities. It reveals the personal tragedies and triumphs of 3 friends who find the courage to conquer their own fears and their shady pasts. It's written by an amazing woman who's here with us in studio today, and she kind of loves books too. In fact, she kind of digs books. She's created a web show. It's called Digg Into Books, where she goes around and talks to book clubs about their books and why they're reading them and what they think about them and the passions of books, because I tell you, it's a growing trend across the country. Books are back. That's my slogan for 2012. Books are back. Yes, Cece Foster's in the house. She's the host. Kevin Foster's the creator and producer. Rebecca Hugh is the director of Digg Into Books. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
It is so nice to have you here. And not just because you're from the Midwest. I do have a special place in my heart for people from the Midwest, being from the Midwest myself. But I love what you're doing because I love books, and everybody knows I love books.
Yes.
I absolutely love books, and so I love what you're doing. Book clubs. I'm hearing that more and more, that people are starting book clubs. I even have a couple guy friends that they're like in book clubs, and you would never think that these guys are in book clubs, but they are. Mm-hmm. I think personally they're just going to meet the girls, but they're going to the book club for whatever reason. I don't care if it gets them to read books. Who cares, huh? But book clubs, and young kids now are starting to do book clubs. They're like, oh wow, I remember my grandma talking about a book club, and I think I'll start one with my friends. So why did you start this journey?
Well, my husband and I, Kevin was really the one who came up with the whole idea of Digg Into Books, because I think with the way book clubs are, the popularity of them, he wanted to kind of give them a voice and say, you know what makes your book club so special? Why do you read? And as we started this journey, we found that these women that come together once a week or once a month to read books, it's more than just coming together to read literature. It's like this bonding, sisterhood, and it's just great, so it's been a wonderful, wonderful journey so far.
Very nice. So Kevin, what made you decide to do it?
First of all, by me being a publisher of her book, I had to give her a name in literature. So by being from the Midwest, I did some research to see what was out there about books, and it was mostly websites. So I thought about taking it to the media level, taking it to television. And by watching Roper and Ebert, the film critics, I took that concept and I put it into literature. And by me having a book club list, I said, hey, why don't I showcase the people that keep literature alive in America? By traveling from city to city and showcasing them.
Very nice. Now, Rebecca, being a director, what made you decide to get interested in books?
Well, I've always really loved literature since a very, very young age. And I remember for me as a child what books can do for a person. It just opens up your world. It shows you so many things about different cultures and different people, and just it really expands your imagination. And I don't think I would be directing if I didn't love books or literature when I was a child. And these days there's so many other forms of entertainment and media that you can get into, which is also great. But I just don't, I really champion, support Kevin and Cece's vision of not letting people forget that, yes, you have your iPods, you have your iPads, and you have, YouTube and all these wonderful things at your fingertips, but there's also something called books, and, we shouldn't forget something about that.
Yeah, I mean, to me, there's nothing like curling up with a book. And I had an author that I was going to interview here in a couple of weeks, and I got her book on Friday, and it was just something about this book. I said, let me just sit down and read a little bit of it. It was Friday night. It was cold. It was late. I was up till 4 o'clock in the morning. I read the book straight through. I couldn't stop turning the pages. If it had been an iPad, I would have put it down. I know I would have, because it's very impersonal. It's still the literature, but it's clinical.
Yes, I agree.
But there's something so personal about holding a book in your hand and turning the pages, and the excitement of turning the page to get to the next page. It really is amazing. And I'm sorry, but little kids, you look at them in the libraries, look at them in the bookstores, they love sitting down. Even when they can't read, they like to get that book in their hand and turn the pages. And nothing against the ebooks. They're convenient and they're lovely, and they are getting more people to read.
Yeah.
I would agree.
But I encourage you, even if you are an ebook junkie, pick your favorite book and get it in a hard copy, even if it's a softback, and read it.
Yeah.
You know, it's just so much fun. Reading is so much fun, and if we could just get people to understand that if you know how to read, there is nothing that you cannot learn. You can become anything with the talent of reading.
Yeah, and I also think that's why Kevin and Stacey decided to start Digg Into Books. It is promoting that sense that reading and literacy empowers you to do whatever you really want to do. It's just to have those tools at your fingertips. Regardless of what age you may be, the first book club that we interviewed, they were these really kind of feisty and outgoing women in their, I would say, 50s and 60s, right?
Yes.
And we were just at a big Halloween festival where we read to some kids. And I just can't imagine holding up my iPad. Like, oh, look. You know, when you've got that book and it's open, because they come and they touch the pages.
Yeah.
And they want to touch, like my favorite book right now is Man in the Moon. Absolutely the most amazing children's story ever. Just amazing. And it's going to be a movie next year.
Oh, wow.
So, and whenever I read this to kids, they are so engaged, and they touch the pictures because it's illustrated fabulously, just amazingly illustrated. They touch the picture. They want to go back. Oh, let me see that page again, because they want to see the picture again.
Yeah.
And they're just so engaged, and you can see that they've just dove into the book. And I really believe it's because it's the physical book sitting there.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah.
So I know publishers are all going towards ebooks, and yes, we're going to save more trees if we don't print more books. But let's not forget that having a book in your hand, still, there's just something to it. There really, really is. The magic of a book in your hand.
Absolutely. And I take great pride in my book collection. So we've ran out of space, actually, in our home office, where I have so many books now that we don't have anywhere to put them. So I'm just like piling them on top of
boxes and
like,
stack them in a closet.
Right, I know. My kids are like,
I don't want to get rid of
Mom,
them.
she's like, why do you have so many books? You have books everywhere. I'm like, but you know what? Nobody could ask me a question that I couldn't find an answer for in one of my books.
Absolutely.
I know it's there. Yeah, I could Google it, but there's just something. It's I love saying, hold on, and I go over and here, look, right here,
Right.
You know, and finding the answer there. And then I like to have just look at all the books and I just marvel at them, and I'm gonna love passing those books on to my kids so that they can keep them, because one day I believe there's gonna be a time, I hope it's a long time from now, when there aren't gonna be so many books and everything will be digitized, and having a book will be something really, really special. Having that thing to have in your hand. But please, especially with children, you can't give them an e-reader. 3-year-olds don't know how to work an e-reader, but they know how to turn the page on a book.
Yes.
So I love the concept, absolutely love it. We would love to have you back as you move across the country interviewing these book clubs. Let us know, especially if you find one that's like really amazing. Let us know so we can tell everybody to tune in. Now, where will they find the web series?
You can find us at diggintobooks.com, D-I-G-G intobooks.com.
And is there a Twitter and a Facebook and all that?
Twitter, Facebook. You can even check us out at fourheartspublications.com. And also, I created a campaign at Indiegogo to help fund the show so we can go out and film more book clubs across America.
Very good. Well, of course, all of these links will be up on my webpage at hot923.com. Keyword Josefa. Cece, Kevin, and Rebecca, thank you for keeping books alive in this country. Thank you so much for all you're doing. And I know that as you grow and as you go, you're going to see the passion that I've seen in the love of books. People love books. They do. I don't, I think there was a couple of years ago, people were like, nobody's buying books anymore, and a lot of bookstores closed.
Yes.
But as soon as those bookstores closed, everybody's like, oh my God, why are you closing the books? Don't close the bookstore. I love books. And people started buying books and e-readers and e-books and things. We have to support books.
We do.
If you want, buy an e-book, buy a real book, whatever, buy books. It is the key to everything. Every answer can be found in a book. And thank you for what you do. And I look forward to seeing Digg Into Books grow. And you're welcome back anytime.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much.